So this is how I go about creating a route for a hike I'm going to do in Oxfordshire, just off the Ridgeway this weekend. So starting at Alston Hill car park, which is a National Trust car park, I'm then going to head my way over towards Dragon Hill, which is up here. From there it will be up above the White Horse to Uffington Castle, around the castle, then back down to the Ridgeway, follow the Ridgeway along to Wayland's Smithy, which is a Neolithic burial chamber. Then it's back along the Ridgeway till I get to this set of farmhouses here. Turn left, head down then to another ancient point of interest, which is called Alfred's Castle, which isn't a castle, it's just an old defensive position, fortified position from those times. Then along the road in front of Ashdown House, across the road here, up Weathercock Hill, along here to this bridle way here. No, sorry, this bridle way here. Zooming back out again. Along this bridle way, heading back towards the car park of Woolston Hill. So if we do all that, as you can see, the distance is 17 kilometers. What you can also do once you've done that, once you save the route and name it, you then have an option on the app nowadays, the OS Maps app, of a 3D fly-through, which will give you a basic sort of overview of what the terrain's going to be like that you'll be walking on. Starting from the car park, over to Dragon Hill, over the White Horse, Uffington Castle, along to Wayland's Smithy, then along to the farmhouse, then down to towards Alfred's Castle. And then from there it's a loop walk back to the car park over by Uffington Castle. And there you have it. So good morning. Today I'm in Oxfordshire, going up towards Uffington Castle and Uffington White Horse, surrounded by sheep. Absolutely lovely day by the look of it. It's going to be a fantastic day. So today I am going to do some ancient sites that are around the Ridgeway or on the Ridgeway, just off the Ridgeway in Oxfordshire. So the first place that we're going to is Uffington White Horse, Dragon Hill, which is where St George was supposed to have slayed the dragon, if you believe that kind of thing. Uffington Castle, an old burial chamber called Wayland's Smithy, which was a Neolithic burial chamber, and then on to a camp called, or what was a camp called, Alfred's Castle, as in King Alfred. So yeah, a bit breezy today now, but looking like it's going to be beautiful. So here we go. So that just down there behind me, over there, that is the Dragon Hill. that's the site where St George slayed the dragon. Even though St George, if he existed, never came to England, I believe. I think he was somewhere in the Middle East, wasn't he? But anyway, it's a nice story. It looks like it's man-made, but it's not. It's actually carved out by glaciers, apparently. Even though it's got a very flat top, it looks like it's man-made as a defensive position, but it's actually natural. So, just on the edge of the horse here. Can't really see much. So I'm just heading towards the what is the highest point in Oxfordshire, which is in Uffington Castle. So a little bit about Uffington Castle and the White Horse. They're about 3,000 years old. So sort of Bronze Age or Iron Age, I think that is, isn't it? End of one and start of the other, I think. Really, you don't get a sense of how big it is, but it's really interesting, I think, from a historic point of view. It's right next to the Ridgeway, which is just over to the left there. I'm sure many a battle has been fought here. King Alfred was supposed to have had a major battle here, a place called Ashdown, but nobody really knows where exactly the site of the Battle of Ashdown was. But it's where King Alfred, when he wasn't king actually, sorry, his brother Ethelred was the king. But they defeated the Danish army of Vikings here back in the day, before Harold became king. And this is it. This is Uffington Castle. Or what's left of it anyway. So I'm on my way now to what is called Wayland's Smithy. Wayland's Smithy was a Neolithic burial chamber, so 5,000 years old. There was 14 bodies excavated there back in the 1960s, I think. They actually found it was done in two parts. There was The original was done, and then 200 years later, still in the Neolithic period, a bigger chamber was built over the top of the one. And so the one you see nowadays is the kind of reconstruction of what they think it would have looked like back when it was done 5,000 years ago. Interesting about the White Horse is that it's on the side of a hill, which you would think that you'd be able to see for miles, but wherever you go around here, you can't see it. You can only, even when you're right on top of it, it's so big you don't really get to see it. So I was trying to see it from the air with the drone. I don't know if I've managed to do that or not. We'll see later. What footage I've got, I'll put on here, but it might not be very good. I'll warn you in advance. But yeah, so who were they trying to impress with this massive white horse on the side of a hill? I mean, what did the countryside look like in them days? Was it covered in forest still? I would have thought it would probably be a lot more forested than it is nowadays. So yeah, I mean, it was looking up to the sky basically. So was it some kind of symbol to the gods? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, on to Wayland Smithy.